Today we're going to be talking about the Tech Deck Pro Series boards. These boards range from $50 to $70. I've already done a review on version 1. Definitely check that video out. I'll link it in the description below. Today we're going to be checking out version 1 next to version 2 and see what upgrades Tech Deck has made to the Pro Series boards. With the Pro Series products, Tech Deck is actually promoting these as fingerboard gear built for pros. A quick recap on version 1. If you don't already know, these things come with a cool storage case that you can actually use as an obstacle. That is not hyped up anywhere on the box, and it should be. That is a huge selling point for this. That's honestly what adds value. In my last video, I mentioned that there was nothing on the box that really sold you the product and didn't tell you why it was a premium product. So when your grandma or your mom or your dad or whoever walks into Target to buy you a Tech Deck, they're gonna wanna know, why is this one 70 and why is this one 3? They look the same. To your average person, this looks the same other than the packaging. Now, some of you said in the comments, bro, look at the pictures. And yeah, look at the pictures. To your average person, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? I mean, look at this. Look at the trucks. The trucks in the picture have a lock nut. These don't have lock nut trucks. These are inverted kingpins. So just little stuff like that. Moving on to the inside. This presentation is great. Tech Deck did a heck of a job with the presentation. Again, the storage box also being a box that you can fully sesh. Definitely missed opportunity to not hype that up on the packaging, because this thing is low-key sick. One thing Tech Deck definitely got right with this thing, and everyone raves about it, is the tool. This thing is super sick. It feels high quality. I love that it's branded Tech Deck Pro Series, and overall, this is a quality tool. Super hyped on this. Let's talk about the board itself. My first issue with the board itself has to be the grip tape. The grip tape on this thing is so thick. This has to be 2, maybe 2.5 millimeters. Not totally sure why they went with such a thick grip tape. It really takes away board feeling, so I wasn't a fan of the grip tape. Another issue with the grip tape is the adhesive that they used, not great. This thing literally just peels off the board. You can stick it, peel it. It's really not the best. And as cheap as grip tape is for fingerboards, I felt like Tech Deck could have done a better job with the grip. I do have to say, I love that Tech Deck finally gave us a thicker board. Pause. I love 34mm boards, so that's definitely a plus. Honestly, the trucks aren't even that bad. They do sit a little high, but honestly, not bad. And I am a fan of the gold. Another small gripe that I had is I just wish this little tongue thing here on the bushings, I just wish that wouldn't stand out so much, because eventually this thing does wear out after sliding on some ledges and stuff, and at least for my first board, that thing totally ripped off. My last major gripe with this board is definitely the wheels. Way too grippy, very comparable to pencil erasers. These wheels are totally fine, intact, because I haven't seshed this board that much, but my last board that I did the first video on, the wheels totally fell apart. This rubber piece actually just fell away from the plastic piece. There's nothing holding that on, no glue, no adhesive. It's just kind of stuck on there with little grooves. And I'm not gonna ruin these wheels for the video, but trust me, yeah, roll the clip. Enough about version 1, let's check out version 2. Let's start off with the box. Version 2, they did add the storage box. This definitely adds value. So when this is sitting on the shelf and it costs $70, this definitely helps the case. Now, when it comes to highlighting these boards, that's the key. They need to show the consumers why this is 3 and why this is 70. And they do have some nice pictures here. I'm not sure if the average person is gonna know exactly what this is. Bearing wheels, I don't know why you can't just fit that on the box. But even here, they still went with the lock nut image, and this is an inverted kingpin board. Not sure the reasoning on that. But again, no descriptive text. Check this out. 34mm, 5-ply deck, solid axle metal trucks, plastic wheels with ball bearings, 2 sheets of foam grip. It's right on the box, so you know what you're paying for. If this is $70, I want to know what I'm paying for, and this is cool, but to the average person, this looks the same. Diving straight into the box, again, the storage case as a box, this is actually super sick. I did a video where I actually seshed this thing. Only thing you need is just to add some grip to the bottom. Other than that, this thing is so cool for on-the-go seshing. It works perfect as a storage container. This is definitely a win for Tech Deck. Tech Deck really knocked it out of the park with this tool. It feels high quality. It's branded Tech Deck Pro Series. There's some weight to it. It's textured. This thing is gnarly. So shout out Tech Deck for giving us one of the raddest tools in fingerboarding, seriously. Right out of the package, first impression is, yes, they changed the tape. This is definitely something I can work with. This looks to be about 1mm. I don't mind the engraved tape. Honestly, it feels really sick under the fingers and it just looks really cool. I'm glad that it's not super thick because you can actually get board feeling on this, so that's a plus. And I just have to say it, honestly, the wheels, they knocked it out of the park. I will say this, they do kind of look and feel like CNC plastic wheels, but it looks like they went with a little bit of a bigger street shape, and I'm liking them. They perform better, they sound better, they just overall look better, they don't look like they're about to fall apart. I think it's a win. I think the grip and the wheels, this is now a win for sure. I will say this, I had no issues with the trucks. From version 1 to version 2, no issues. I don't mind the inverted kingpin look. They should upgrade the box, obviously, because it's not a lock nut, it's inverted kingpin, but other than that, this is solid. This is a solid setup. If I really had to nitpick, I mean, maybe you could round the board a little more so it doesn't feel so boxy on the sides, but honestly, that's just nitpicking at this point. And there is something to be said about the RealWear graphics. Now, I get it. The whole bit of Tech Deck is using real skateboard graphics on fingerboards, and that's cool. Some people want to set revive decks or finesse decks. I will say this, as cheap as RealWear graphics are for fingerboards, Tech Deck could have went with RealWear graphics so when you're sessioning these things, it actually wears away like a real skateboard. But with just those few upgrades, this board actually feels pretty quality. I haven't fully sessioned, I've kind of been waiting to make this video, so I want to do that. But when it comes down to it, this is actually starting to live up to the price. Now, this board right here costs $69.99 based on the graphic. I know that there's some other Pro Series boards from version 2 that are slightly less. So I would say this board retails for about $50 to $70. I don't necessarily think this is a $50 to $70 product, especially when you have something like this on the market. For 25 bucks, 34mm deck, metal trucks, bearing wheels, grip tape. For 25 bucks, 70 bucks, I mean, you know. And I don't want this video to just seem like I'm just hating on Tech Deck. Honestly, they're moving in the right direction. The Pro Series stuff is pretty gnarly. Gonna leave version 1 on the shelf. Gonna actually sesh version 2. For 70 bucks, I don't necessarily think that's the way to go. That's just me. I feel like this is the more $30, maybe $40 product in my opinion, but hey, what do I know? I'm just a fingerboarding YouTuber person. Thanks so much for tuning in to Tech Deck Week. Stay tuned because we have more Tech Deck stuff coming at you. Thanks so much. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, check out the Tech Deck Pro Series boards.